Waiting for the conference host to join. If you are the conference host, please enter the conference PIN number now. Waiting for the conference host to join. If you are the conference host, please enter the conference PIN number now. Welcome to the conference.
Hola, Evandro.
Hello, Daniel. How are you doing today?
Very good. And you?
I'm good. Thank you. First of all, sorry for any background noise that you can listen to because I'm working from home today. And my children are coming back home at this time, so sorry for that. And
No problem.
I'm also a bit nervous because I'm talking to Citigroup, right? So it's very nice.
I also have noise here because I'm working from home today and they are cleaning the roof of the house, so pretty messy.
Okay, I understand. So nice.
Evandro, you speak English, you speak Portuguese for sure.
Yeah.
Do you speak Spanish?
Just a poquito, right?
Okay. Só um pouquinho?
Só um pouquinho. It's more like portunhol, we say here in Brazil. So
I know. I am from Argentina, so I know Portuñol, right?
Yeah, so you know that. Here we go.
Okay. Evandro, I have your CV here. I've read it, but please tell me a little bit in your words about your history, what you studied, what you did, what you are doing right now, and then I will tell you about the position and let's take it from there. Okay?
Sure, of course. So I have been programming computers since my adolescence. So I started working with programming when I was 15 at that time. So in the beginning of the internet. So it means that I started working on static HTML websites, just using those free providers at that time, like Yahoo, GeoCities, something like that. And at the time, I realized that I like this kind of job, and so yes, that's the reason that I choose the ad for my career. And of course, I think that's what it was a good experience for me. But and after that, I just choose that as my hobby. So I love programming computer. That's my hobby actually. That's the reason I'm also an entrepreneur. Because in my free time, I like to code and this process of learning something really new. So I think that's one of my advantage because I love this process of learning a new technology, new something, like a new challenge, something like that. I think that's my main point. And of course, according to years, because I'm in this doing the same thing for about 15 years. So I have a lot of experience in doing this kind of stuff. And now I'm in a moment that I'm in charge in a company here in Brazil. I mean, it's a branch of a Canadian company here in Brazil. So I have been leading a lot of different people around the world. And that's amazing, actually. It's a small company called Managed Development, but it's very nice. So in terms of technology, I just launched some projects lately. For example, I don't know if Rodrigo told you that, but we worked together in a huge company called Experian here in Brazil. Serasa Experian, actually. Yeah, we worked together. He did a lot of things together. Working with architecture, for example. So that's the thing that I like, to resolve problems. So when someone bring me some kind of problem to resolve, I really love it to discover new possibilities to resolve a kind of hard architecture. In the Serasa experience, they at that time they were running a lot of old technologies, and I was one of the responsible to modernize this stuff. So that was a I worked at Stars Experience for 8 years, so which was very nice for me. And I received an award, for example, because I remember in that time they just asked me, we needed to training our employees, but we have no money to do it. And I knew it that we have a lot of people working on our company that has high skills to just to able to do this kind of training. So I made a kind of program just to discover these talents those talents in our company, and to make this kind of trainings to our employees. So it was very amazing, and I received an award because of that. I also did a program called Nerd Talk. It's something like a TED Talk, just 15 minutes to introducing a kind of new trend around the world. And it took place on all Fridays, So it was very nice because after the coffee time, we just gathering a lot of people to discuss new trends around the world. So I also was responsible to do these programs on Sarah's experience. And after that, I decided to build my own startup called Socialize. And at that time, Rodrigo joined me to build this company.
Okay.
Yes, it was very nice because we did everything from the scratch. So we created a social network, actually a interest-based network. So it was very nice. And at that time, I just started working with new trends like Node.js in the server side and Angular.js in the front end. So that was my first time that I just split my project into two different parts, a back end and a front end. Because before that, it was common for me to just work in the same project. So for example, we don't have APIs, you just have components, and you have something like a front end inside the server side. So yes, and that was my first time that I just split these two different projects to a project containing just APIs, regular APIs, RESTful APIs, I mean. And
from a more monolithic thing to
exactly
more separated thing. Okay.
Exactly.
Very good.
So, and another project just to front end. So yes, we had a lot of challenges. For example, the security at this time, because we have to secure even requests using a kind of token, this kind of stuff. And of course, apart from Node.js, I choose a framework called RESTful. It's the same framework that Netflix chose for them. So the platform which Netflix built, his platform is using the RESTful under Node.js. So I chose the same framework, so it was amazing. And I also decided to learn AngularJS, as I said before, so just to do my front end, Spring front end, so it was very nice. Before 1 year, I sold this company for the company that I'm working right now. So they just offer me some money and also shares from another company called, as I mentioned in my resume, called Vessense. Vessense is a kind of business social network. So
sorry, which one?
Vessense, VESCEN.
Yes, Vessense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I sold Socialize to this company.
Did you make good money or not?
No, no. Just a short money. So Yes, they promised shares in another company, as I said before. So it was the most interesting thing for me. I just
Do you also know Tiago Spritzer or no?
sorry.
Do you also know Tiago Spritzer from Brazil? No.
I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think so. Thiago, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
So yeah,
And Rodrigo was with you in Socialize, right?
yes, he was my partner in Socialize. So
Okay.
yes, before that we worked in another project who Rodrigo was in charge at that moment. After the period between Sarah's experience Socialize, but the last project that we worked together was Socialize.
Very
So
good.
yeah, so I don't make I didn't make a lot of money sold my company, but I got a new promise of having shares in a new company. So
Okay.
it's just a promise, right? So I'm continually looking for more some way to make more money. So yes, it's just a promise. So now I'm working with these guys at this time, still trying to build a great platform. Yes, but I don't believe in that anymore because I just have at this moment like 15% of this company, and the CEO of this company is demanding a lot of things that I don't believe which will be nice for us. So yes, that's the reason I'm not interested in this platform anymore. But as I told you, I like to code for fun. So that's the reason I also I'm at this moment I'm working on another platform. It's a kind of dating social network, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, just working on that right now. So he don't have anything ready to go at this time. So that's the reason. But
Is that one the Pesquise?
yes, pesquise AI, exactly
Okay.
something like searching there. So now and they are just there is just a hot topic at this moment is this kind of a chatbot. So I'm just curious to learn more about that and decided to build something really new. So that was the my motivation to create this pesquisa aí. But yeah, just working on that. Just a kind of
But, but could I date a real woman or a bot?
yes, kind of something like that. So the thing is, you can use your chatbot using Facebook to find another people as according to your needs and your interests. So that's the reason I'm trying to
Very
do
good.
this kind of stuff. And at the same time, I'm running a branch here in Brazil, as I told you. In this company, we have just 12 people working on that at this time. So it's just a small company, but I'm doing a lot of different stuff because I'm in charge on that. It's a small company. So, for example, it's common for me to run some errands like buy coffee, go to the supermarket, pay the salary directly into account. So this kind of stuff. So it's crazy, but I like that. I can't complain about that. So it's that I choose it for me.
Very
Um,
good.
yes, and in this company, I also create CRM software. It's the main software of this company actually at this time. I don't have any shares in this software CRM, but I was the responsible to architect this software that is making about $8 million by month per month. So it's crazy. I lead about 10 people working on this project, and it's also took into account that the work that I did in Socialize. So we split our projects in front end and back end as well. So it made our life easier because now it's easier to integrate to another kind of websites because in this environment of the CRM, we have a lot of websites selling stuff using our CRM background. So he just delivered a lot of APIs to make this process called place order. So to show the product, to put it into the shopping cart, to 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 charge you using this platform. So he have a CRM to just to to gathering all those APIs. So yes, at this time, this is our main project.
Very good. Regarding studies, I see you took several courses. Did you do university or not?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm more like this, like a practical guy that likes a kind of self-taught guy. So I decided to myself just to learn by using my own resource, and I haven't finished any degree at this time. That's the truth.
Okay.
So
Very good.
yes, I'm this kind of. I tried a lot of times before, but it's hard for me when you just want what you know, what you like. So it was. It's not. Yeah. It was hard for me to finish a degree at this time because of that. I like more to put my hands on the things. That was the reason. But I know that I needed to finish my degree.
Very good.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit. I guess software coding is not an issue for sure, but how close or far away are you from these technologies? Cloud, big data, robotic process automation, Docker containers, Pivotal, Cloud Foundry, more or less.
Okay, sure, no problem. Yes, yes, I have recently I have been learning about the serverless architecture. So it means that serverless was previously called a backend as a service. Now we call it serverless, and it's very nice. I'm using, for example, the Google Cloud Function and also Amazon Lambda to build something really new. So, for example, in this CRM, we are using the Google Cloud Functions to deliver our stuff, like some kind of API. So it's amazing because you can build a kind of server and destroy the server after 20 milliseconds. So it's very fast, and it's very good to scale this stuff. So yes, that's one of the things that I have been learning recently. But I also had some experience using big data in the Serasa experience. Not so many experience, just a little bit. But things like I have been using the cloud data distribution of Hadoop, but I prefer a distribution from Hortonworks. So themes like Pig, Rive, and Hive, and also Hadoop is not something new for me, but I'm not really experienced on that. But and about the cloud, I'm more likely using SaaS platforms, so not infrastructure as a service, but but I prefer this kind of stuff. So for me, it's not new to consuming services like that. So for example, for Socialize, I don't have any computer, right? So we just got the cloud to host our stuff. So I host my stuff in a local server using mobile app, for example, in the cloud. Redis also was a good technology for us. And Neo4j using also a cloud host for us. So, but I'm more like consuming of these servers. Of course, I know what I needed to do to host my stuff on that. So, for example, I know as a startup that I was, that I don't have I didn't have many money to spend on that, so I tried to do the best software that I could do at the time, just to consuming to have a good performance without using remote resources. So yes, that was the reason that I studied a little bit the cloud, but not cloud by itself, like. Yes, for example, if you needed to, for example, build architecture using the cloud, and I know that what I needed to do. So, for example, I'm using React Native to build an app, and here in the South America, most of people just have a low cost cell phone. So we needed to run smoothly in these devices as well. And I'm using the cloud for that. And for example, this new trend called serverless is suitable. It's well suitable to this kind of new world. So yes, they also called serverless as mobile a mobile backend as a service before. So just because of that. So I have been studying, of course, how to optimize our software, our code as well, but not the machine by itself. Yes, I also had a little bit of experience in using the Internet of Things, but just running some playgrounds, nothing really professional. So I made some kind of projects to my house to automate my house here using a Raspberry Pi, this kind of stuff. But it's just a playground for me. It's just for fun. I really did it for fun. About the continuous integration, for example, yes, it's not a problem for me. I have some knowledge about Jenkins, for example, but I prefer to use another other kinds of provider like CodeShip, for example. CodeShip is my favorite continuous integration service. It's all on the cloud as well. So, and I also had some experience using Travis. Travis is a kind of continuous integration server for Node.js. So yes, I think that's covered on some of these technologies that they launched recently. So
very good. Give me just 1 second, please. Just 1 second.
Sure,
okay?
Sure, of course.
Sorry about that.
No problem, of course.
Try please a little bit to speak Spanish or Portuñol, whatever. Tell me about yourself out of the job, your life, what you like doing, your family, where you live. Can you help me there, please?
Of course.
But let's try some Spanish because this is for Mexico, okay?
Okay, so I will try to speak in Spanish then. Yo gosto mucho to assistir filmes, películas em mi casa, and also I'm mixing Portuguese and English and Spanish. Sorry. Yes, my mindset is still in English at this time. And yo gusta mucho to read, leer libros. So it's one. Is one of my oh my god, English is coming for me all this time. Sorry, I don't know why. Ler livros para mim é uma das coisas que mais gosto. But eu sou padre de quatro ninhos, actually, 3 niños and 1 niña, so eu sou homem de família. So, but oh my god, so hard to speak in English after the Spanish. Sorry for that, and more try. But,
let's go back to English.
No,
you are a family man. What else?
Yes, a family man. Exactly. I'm this kind of people because I'm more like this kind of people that like to spend their weekend in their house. So I don't like to spend my time alone. So everything that I do with their. So that's the reason I think I'm like this kind of man. As I told you, I love to read books. So and watching movies. So that was my hobby, and of course, cold is my favorite hobby. But doing things with my family, we like to go to the park, this kind of stuff, go to the shopping center to eat something outside. Um, yeah, this kind of stuff. And about the Mexico culture, you know that Mexico culture is very strong here in Brazil. So a lot. I think that's because two different things. The food, the Mexican food, is very famous here in Brazil, and also the novelas mexicanas, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's very strong this culture here in Brazil. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's
Mexico and Brazil are into soap operas. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, yes. So it's nice.
Okay.
Ma,
Well, where do you live? Sao Paulo?
yes, São Paulo, São Paulo, in a small city called São Caetano do Sul. The city is one of best cities to live here in São Paulo because São Paulo is a very huge city, but here is a bit calm, even though it's very close to São Paulo. So I'm far from São Paulo by 15 kilometers of distance, so it's very, very close.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's it.
One important question. You know that this job is for Mexico and to live in Mexico?
Of course, Rodrigo told me that before, and I imagined that because a CitiBanamex don't. I think it's they don't have units here in Brazil, right? I don't know. I'm not sure. So I just have a guessing that this job is in Mexico, so I know that. I'm aware of that.
Okay. And if that is the case, you could be willing to move with your family to Mexico?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I think it will be a good thing for us. Yeah,
Okay.
no, that's it.
You want me to tell you a little bit about what we do, the position, etc.?
Okay, I don't know many information about that, so yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Let me brief you a little bit. In Citi, what is known as IT is divided into three areas. Mm-hmm. One is applications, the other is infrastructure, and the other one is the area that we are talking about now, that is architecture and engineering. Okay?
Okay, sure.
So the applications team code, build the applications, etc. The infrastructure team buys, installs, and operates all the servers, the network, the voice, etc.
Okay.
And the engineering area, that is the third one, the easiest way to describe, I could say it's one step before infrastructure. What I mean is everything that infrastructure does, it was previously decided by engineering. We go with this vendor and now with that vendor. From this vendor, we selected this products or devices. We certify them. We define the way you have to configure the device, etc., etc. Okay?
Okay.
That is at a very, very overview level, right?
Okay.
In this engineering group, it's a global team. You have two kind of reports working for the number one in the area. You have some people that is responsible for engineering on a vertical line. Okay. Let's say we have the head of engineering for servers, for network, for cloud, etc. Okay?
Perfect.
And the other kind of reports have a responsibility at the geographical level. Okay?
Okay.
In my case, although I have two hats, but what we are talking about, I have the responsibility at the geographical level. Mm-hmm. I am responsible for this unit for Latin America and Mexico. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Sure.
As of today, and after selling most of the consumer business in Latin America, mm-hmm. we are mostly working for Mexico. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Okay.
I have Latam and Mexico, but Mexico represents 90% of my workload. Okay?
Okay.
Just to brief you a little bit, it does not apply to this position, but I have two hats. I am responsible for Latin America and Mexico, and I am also responsible at the global level for a small engineering group that we call city branches. We define what is used in the smart branches. Okay?
Sure.
So I have two hats, but in this talk we are talking about the geographical view. Okay?
Okay.
What I am looking for is for my senior person in Mexico. I have a fairly small team in Mexico. It's 5 or 6 people. No, I don't have a senior person there. My right hand is here with me in Fort Lauderdale. I am based in Fort Lauderdale. I am from Argentina. But I am in Fort Lauderdale. My right hand is also in Fort Lauderdale. And I don't have a senior resource in Mexico. Okay?
Okay. Got it.
So what I'm looking for is for my senior person in Mexico. I'm traveling to Mexico every 45 days, more or less. I don't mind traveling, but I need to have someone senior there to catch up with the everyday things that are going on at the senior level, to be able to interact with the software factory heads, the infrastructure head, the CIO in Mexico. Okay?
Okay.
Let's say they represent our customers, our clients. Okay?
Sure.
This position would have a dual line of reporting. Reporting would be direct with me and matrix with the CIO in Mexico. That is currently is also the boss of Rodrigo. I think there's somebody in the middle. You have the CIO, somebody, I don't remember the name, and Rodrigo. Okay?
Okay.
This position will report directly to me and matrix to the CIO. That happens to be from Brazil. He moved to Mexico 1.5 years ago, so something like that. Okay. This Thiago Sprit that I asked you about. And I want to be very candid and clear about what we do. We are in the middle of the needs from the business and my peers that are the owners of engineering on the different verticals. Okay?
Okay.
So I don't know how to call it, but you can say that it's like a functional analyst. Don't worry. You can say that it's like a functional analyst in development, in applications.
Okay.
Because you hear what they need and you go and look for the solution. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
And it's a two-way job. What do I mean? We have in Citi at the global level a very clear IT strategy. It's called IT Strategy 2020. It was defined in 2015, so it was a 5-year strategy. Okay?
Yeah.
So, in one way, what we are looking for here is for Mexico to be completely aligned with the global IT strategy. In the last 2 years, we have advanced a lot. Before, CitiBanamex usually did whatever they wanted, okay?
Okay.
And now Citi is much more involved with the Banamex. We are doing huge investments there. So the idea is that Mexico stops playing a local game and gets the solutions from global, okay?
Okay.
So that is one way.
Sure.
And of course, it's also valid the other way around. I receive a need, a requirement from the local team, from the local business, and I have to go to find a solution, and several things could happen. We could have a solution at the global level. We could have a solution, but it doesn't fit 100% the need, so it must be reconfigured, adjusted, whatever.
Okay.
Or we cannot have the solution, and we should go to the market, select a vendor, certify, etc. Okay?
Okay, got it.
To be very clear, the ones that will certify, etc., are not us, but these peers of me that own the verticals. Okay?
Okay.
So this position is mainly interaction with the senior management. It's negotiation, communication, presentations, getting the people together. Every 2 or 3 trips to Mexico, I go with the number ones in different verticals in engineering to present something because we have a big project, whatever. So I want to be clear. It's not about coding. It's not about certifying the things because our peers will do that. It's about putting everything together. Also, the people in global think in global or in US terms, right?
Okay.
And they don't get the details of LATAM. They don't understand that what you are certifying is too big for Uruguay, is too big for Paraguay, whatever, right? So a lot of politics, negotiation, presentation, communication skills, etc.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Got it.
That's basically what we are looking for. To give you one additional idea, this small team that I have there is in a building close to where all the infrastructure people are, okay? And this position, I wanted to be hosted in the Santa Fe building, the corporate building where the senior management is, because I want this position to be close to the CIO, close to the software factory, and not in isolation waiting with the tech guys, but to be close to what's going on in order to get a handle on new initiatives as soon as they are born, not later, etc., etc.
Sure.
Make sense what I'm telling you?
Yes, of course. You need a person just to take care of this kind of job, just to gathering all the people to just to make the things happen. So I understand that. I think we can do it. It's not a problem. I think we can work it out because it's more about policy. I understand that it's not about code. It's about just to lead the people and just to gathering all these informations and to put the things according to the bank needs. I understand. You just need to migrate from a scenario to the other ones that represents the global stuff, but on the fly. So I understand that. I know what you mean. So I think it's not a real problem because, as I told you, I love this kind of challenge. So yes, I understand. We need someone just to get this responsibility. So I understand that you need someone to take care of that. So yes, I think we can do it. It's not a problem. I built 2 companies from the scratch, so I know how to work under pressure. I know I'm not this kind of person that went away from their responsibilities, their duties. So, and yes, I think that he can work it out. So it's not a problem, I guess. So yes, I have a lot of experience, as I told you before, but I know how to touch the people as well. So it's not a problem, I guess. Sure.
Very good. A couple of additional questions on my side, and then as many as you want. At the family level, how about your kids, your wife? Is she working? Is she not working? What age are they? Are they in school, university? Just to understand how difficult it could be for you to move to Mexico or not. You are the only one that works, both work. tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, I'm the one working here because, I have a lot of children, so it's easier for me to have my wife just take care of our children. So
Okay.
she's just is not working anymore for 4 years, I guess. And of course, all my children are study at this time, but they are very small. So my eldest is 12 years old right now,
Very good.
and my newest is 4 years old right now. So they are very small. So I think it will not a problem for us. Won't be a problem for us. So yes, I don't think it will be a problem because we already discussed a little bit. And yes, I think it's something that we would like to do, just to move in and breathe a fresh air. So
Very good.
yeah.
Very good. Not details, but do you rent a house? Do you own a house? How do you live there?
Rent a house
In
and
Brazil.
yes, here in São Paulo, I just rent our house here to live, so it's easier, of course, just to
Very good.
move it from this house to another one. It's not a problem. I'm not this kind of person that fix or yes, I'm not a fixed position at this time.
Okay. That will be all from my side. If you have questions, please tell me. And of course, this is a process. I am interviewing several people.
Sure.
We will get to a short list, and that short list will also be interviewed by additional people, because since this is important strategic, I need to be okay with several people, at least with the CIO. I don't want to impose someone on him. The person has to be okay for him and also for me, not just for one of us. Okay?
Okay, I understand. I understand that it's a strategic position, so I completely understand that, and I'm sure I can do it. It's not a problem for me. As I said before, I'm at this time. For example, I'm 35 years old, so I have some kind of experience that I think it take into account. So yes, I think I'm ready to do this, to get this kind of challenging. So yeah, it's not something really new. I know it's a huge company. That's the reason that I'm a bit nervous because, as I told you, I'm talking to the City Group after all. So, and I have been running small companies here, but yes, I think I'm ready to assume a new challenge in my life. So, and I'm sure that I can do a great job as I did before in the previous companies. So I have a lot of good feedback from my old bosses. So as even Rodrigo can told you about something that I did I created before. So yes, I have good feedbacks for every company that I worked in the past. So it makes me confident enough to assume new risks and a new challenge in my life.
Very good. Very good. Any questions? Any doubts?
Not for now, really.
Early stages for first interview, but tell me if you have any questions, please.
Yes, of course. No, I don't have any question. Yes, I have some question about this process, of course, but it will be better to talk about that in another moment because I don't know if I will choose it for this position. But after that, we can, of course, talk about those other subjects. So yes, we can postpone this kind of discussion and just focus on the more important for you.
Very good. Very good. Evandro, that's all for now. Thank you for your time, and we will see together.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.